Woo! Chicago. Hold up, we got to fix that right there. There we go. Petty was in the building, but we couldn't see him real quick. What's going on?
Had me on a miniature list. What's going on with you?
It's a little petty.
What's going on with you, baby? What we doing?
Petty. Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. As always, P Kid, right here by my side. On God, we got some stuff to get into today. Justin Fields has been named the Chicago Bears starting quarterback, but what should we really expect from the young rookie? That's the question on the docket today. Y'all know we're going to get into a lot of Bears talk. Might even get into a little bit of Bulls talk. As always, man, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. And we don't want you to miss the thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Get in tune with us, man.
Chicago talk.
You already know it. Listen, the people already got my opinion. You said what?
On Phone on Gray, we talk about Chicago talk.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna claim nobody though. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna claim nobody.
Talk like Chicago talk.
We're not gonna claim nobody on the air. You know what I'm saying? No, listen, the people have already heard kind of my thoughts on, by the way, the Contender phone lines are open. The phone lines brought to you by the Contender, where you can always hear consistent sports talk radio. We're talking about Chicago. We're talking about DC. Constant sports talk all the time. I was listening to the app right before I got on air, man. Shout out to John Zagul. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to James Flippin, man. All the people over there, man, doing a great job making the show happen. We got some great content over there. Check that out as well. So call into the show, 855-908-5668, because I want to know how you guys, the fans, feel about Justin Fields being named the starter. And I want to know how you feel, Petty. I want to know how you
listen, can I get a bear head right here?
You probably could.
Can I get a bit like I gotta get some memorabilia.
I don't think you need 36 inches.
I don't know if it gotta be 36 inches of bear head.
I don't think you need 36 inches. You seem more like a smaller kind of guy.
Yeah. Walk myself right into that joke. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Leave you alone. You having a day today.
Hey, I'm on my Zach Levine right now. Man. I mean, listen, what are your thoughts on Matt Nagy has finally named the Justin Fields the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future? What are your thoughts on it? What do you like? What do you dislike? And what are your thoughts on the movement as a whole?
Man, listen, I love the fact that he made a decision. Whether that was a forced decision or not, we get into that a little later. Yeah. But the decision was made and it was clarity. And I think that does a lot for your organization. It does a lot for your team. Yeah. When you know who's starting, what the game plan is really is, who it's for. There's no ambiguity there. Now, I don't know what he said to the players behind closed doors, but I do know that for the media, the fans, and everything like that, it was an absolute-ish show because it just showed us to be, unorganized in so many ways. You know, you don't walk into Friday and say, hey, we have it named a starter to the day before. Like that, right. That don't bode well. It doesn't build confidence. And football is absolutely where a sport where the fans are as much as a part of the team as any other sport. Like the fans here, that fan base, you need that. So the fact that he made a decision to me just shows good leadership. Yeah. This is who we're going to do. This is starting. And he even addressed some things. Hey, if Andy is healthy, is this potentially going to shift? The media did a good job asking those questions.
Oh, they're going to pigeonhole. They're going to say, hey, listen, you're not getting out of this one.
Yeah, he stuck to it. He stuck to it. He said, hey, listen, Justin's our starter moving forward. His
Yeah.
time is his time. Let's do it. And you know what? Maybe that was his plan all along.
Well, listen, and here's what we go back to what we heard. This is what a lot of people didn't even think about because we've been through dog. We're on week 5. We've been through so much through this season. We've been through the ups, the downs. We feel like we're in week 17 and we're out of the playoffs. We're in week 5.
Yeah.
Here's the wild part. What was the report earlier in the year? Jay Glazer came out and said it. He said the Bears don't want to start him until week 4. Now, why would that be? As you look at week 4, you're coming up against a Vegas team that's playing well offensively, but that defense leaves a lot to be desired. Again, right after that, yes, you are playing the Packers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers can put 45 on your head if you play poorly. Yes, he's probably going to pick our DBs apart, but here's the thing. That defense can be picked apart on the Packers side. These are 2 games where you really, it kind of sounds bad, but to me, after I thought about it today, I'm like, they did this absolutely to try and protect this kid from getting killed like he did. They literally, the game plan was to send Andy out there to be the sacrificial lamb versus Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
That's really what it seems like now, because as soon as it gets to 5 weeks in, Andy Dalton's healthy. Andy Dalton's ready to go. He's going to be healthy enough to be the backup. You're the starter.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we make that change. Like all of a sudden we make that change. So it tells me that this was probably Matt's plan all along, almost no matter what he says. And NFL coaches feel like they got government secrets in their players, and that if they let you in on any inkling, it's going to give so much away. Like, I think the biggest thing to me is like,
now, what government secret is he? Listen, the most, there ain't no secret here. What he guarding the recipe to Coke? Like, what is he doing here? Like,
look, that recipe is out there. You don't even got to guard that. That's not guarded at all.
Coca-Cola, dog. Not what are you talking about? Okay,
I thought we were talking about
this is a kid's show.
Or maybe old Coke. Actually, I check not for children every time we post a video. So shout out.
Thank God, because if you did, we'd have been canceled. They ripped this right off the air.
Well, listen. What are your expectations for Fields now that he is in the game?
It's a mixed bag. Listen, we have one of the toughest schedules. We have the toughest schedule, right, in the league. So it's going to be a mixed bag.
But guess what? Top 5 worst at a minimum.
At a minimum. And so at this point, I'm expecting the ups and downs to come from him and development wise. I'm expecting defenses to throw a lot of things at him and the game to be a lot faster. Let's be honest, he was a little slow on some of those reads. He held the ball a little too long.
Absolutely.
He took naps in the pocket.
And still did. In that game, still did some of those same things.
Yeah. So I'm expecting some of that, and I'm expecting him not to have I'm not expecting another Browns game. I think we've learned that lesson. But I do think he's going to have some issues down the line. But guess what? As Matt Nagy finally said, we know that, and we're going to work through those things because now is really the time. And so my expectation for the team, honestly, just rallying around him, is probably like 9-8. I think we go.
That's not bad though. Rookie quarterback, 9-8, toughest schedule in the NFL, and you're 2-2 right now. So that means from here you're talking about going. What would that be? 7-7 rest of the way.
I believe so.
It will be 8-7, 8-7 the rest of the way.
Hey, listen, when you're down a dynamic running back, both of them basically.
Williams is supposed to play. Damian Williams is supposed to play.
Yeah, okay. But when you're down, Montgomery definitely was punching people in the face right there, right? Just doing all of that. You do need someone to give you that threat and stuff like that. It absolutely benefits to have Justin Fields under center. So it's like, hey, listen, it makes perfect sense from a game plan perspective to start him.
Yeah,
it just does, especially when you don't know when you're going to get Monty back. Maybe 5-6 weeks, but it's 5-6 weeks.
No, that's a long time.
That's significant time.
We're talking about after the bye, Monty's gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the thing that you got to look at with Justin is there's gonna be a lot of mistakes, but he's the kind of player that I think of. I don't want to make you know how like there's like this all-time great and you're like, I see that. But I really don't want to make like when people say, "Oh, Pat Will looks just like Kawhi Leonard," I cringe every time. I'm just like, I'm not gonna say that, dog. Like Kawhi's out here killing it every like, you know.
Say it.
So for me, to say this name is kind of cringeworthy, but I look at Justin like Russell Wilson. Like we wanted Russell Wilson. I look at Justin like Russell Wilson because to me, Kyler Murray's a guy who has the big arm. He's kind of a freelance type of player, but he runs outside of the pocket and he'll use his legs before he's keeping his eyes downfield. Now he's doing a better job of it this year, but I'm talking about that rookie season. The a lot of the guys that we talk about as the dual threat quarterbacks, dual threat is usually I'm gonna use my legs to get up out of here, and then if I need to, I'll throw the ball.
Absolutely.
Justin is completely the opposite, and it reminds me so much of what we saw from a young Russell Wilson, and even what we see from Russ today. Russ has been in the NFL how many years, and he's been running for his life every season. You want to talk about not getting somebody an offensive line? Jesus,
right.
Help this man out. But when Justin gets outside of the pocket, he's still looking to make the dynamic pass. He's still looking to do something with his arm. And then if he needs to, which I love seeing, he understands right now there's nobody on the other side of that field that's faster than me if I'm taking off.
I was actually going to go this route. He reminds me of Dak. He does remind me of Dak. Dak is that player who, he can kill you with his legs, but he's not looking to. Has an option.
I can see that.
Like he.
I feel like Dak and Russ is also kind of comparable though.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because Russ really isn't like he'll burn you for a big run, but he's not running every play.
Yeah. Which I actually appreciate because it does allow your team to actually eat and perform the way they need to, as opposed to, like I would hate to be the running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Like I really would. Like you're never going to be the leading rusher on that team. You can forget it. It's never going to happen. That's dumb.
But when you get the ball, the opportunity is ridiculous.
Hey, listen, I'm surprised Hollywood Brown does as well as he does because I mean, hey, short passes. But that's a whole different story. So like I like that. I really do. And I like the fact that he actually now has his favorite receiver. We know clearly who that is.
Yeah. Darnell Mooney is I mean, they out there doing yoga stretches with the little what's the little dog name? Uno? I love that he's like my parents went out to eat without me because I didn't feel like going to celebrate. I wanted to watch film. Which first off, whether he did or not, he's saying
a great story.
No, he's saying the right things. He's just like, I was in there watching film, dog. I live, breathe, and sleep football. My dog too. We in there watching film together. Like that's that at a minimum. Hey, Matt Nagy, take tips from your quarterback on press conferences. At a minimum, take tips from your quarterback on press conferences. I want to ask you this though, because I feel like this is a conversation that if things go well with Justin Fields, at some point we're gonna have to have it. It's gonna have to be a standalone video. But even in this season, if things go well with Justin Fields, the Bears were a playoff team last year. If things are going well, they could possibly be a playoff team this year. What does it take? Chicago, everybody in the chat in here, what does it take for us to regain the trust of a Matt Nagy? What does it gain for us to regain that, no, I have confidence that because he finally got his guy, he's going to develop something? What does that situation look like? Is that the Bears finish this thing out 13-3 and they just dominate the rest of the NFL, or is it even something smaller than that? Just taking steps in the right direction.
Sometimes less is more.
Call into the show and answer too as well. 855-908-5668.
Let me put that up real quick. Definitely want to hear from the chat. Sometimes less is more. That's how I feel. And I think when it comes to Matt Nagy, him doing less will equate to us winning more games. Him not play calling equates to us winning more games. Him not feeling like he has to take, insert himself in the way that he has will, equates us winning more games. So sometimes you got to, understand when you're your own worst enemy. And I hope that is what Matt has done. And whether Ryan have to give him a call and say, hey, Matt, this ain't working, dog. Listen, this is what you need to do, and you need to do it quick, or you out of here. If that's what happened, then great. But that's what it would take for me. I don't care about everybody else. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say.
So is it winning at a minimum? Is that all we said? Like, because for me, that's all it takes.
It's not winning for me because rookie QB, I'm not expecting like what happened with Russ and his development, stuff like that. Normally don't happen that fast. It just don't. Patrick Mahomes,
Mm,
it don't happen that fast. They don't
I
happen that
mean,
quickly.
I'll say this: we're seeing it more because I mean, think about what we got right now in the league. I mean, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow; those guys were all dominant last season.
Oh, they are.
Murray's on year 3.
I think he's on year 3. I could be
Murray's on
wrong.
year
We could
3.
be wrong.
So Joe Burrow, but I'm just saying, like even Kyler
But
Murray
what is
rookie
it?
year,
What's the? They're
quickly.
competitive now, right?
Yeah.
They're 3 years in. They're competitive, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want competitive football. But like for us, it's a lot of times when we build these great defenses, which is what we're known for. It's like Super Bowl or bust at times
Yeah.
because our defense can only stay that strong for so long,
Well,
right?
there's a time limit on it too. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's a
a time
time
limit.
limit.
Yeah.
So it's like realistically, we still have some holes to fill. So I'm not equating, Matt confidence in Matt Nagy with ultimate success and winning because it's a development. We have to develop our QB.
Yeah.
Like we really haven't seen outside of the Browns game, which we equate to Matt Nagy just being incompetent. We really
Right.
haven't seen Justin Fields have a bad game on his own yet. And every QB is due for one. Every QB is due for one.
Well, he's only started to. I would argue that the Bengals game where Andy comes in was mediocre, but
Play calling.
but to me, it was a rookie QB game. And
Play
he had
calling.
no game plan. To me, he had no game plan. He just comes in the middle of it, has no clue what's going on,
Yeah.
and like, hey, be the starter. You know what I'm saying?
But now that he's the
Not no
definitive
clue.
starter, the game plan is definitively for him.
Yep,
Like now I get to really see his strengths and his flaws.
absolutely.
Now we get to see that on a big stage consistently. And so now it's like, okay, when we go up against Tampa, what does that look like? What does it look like against Green Bay? What does it look like? I'm not so concerned about the Raiders, but I'm looking at the rest of the schedule. Like,
Yeah.
we got to play Green Bay twice, I believe. Yeah, we play Green Bay
You play
twice.
Green Bay twice, you play Detroit again twice, so even if it gets bad, you'll get right eventually.
Yeah.
You got Pittsburgh in there, and this is the thing that's interesting to me, right? Because this is what people got to understand. It's not about who you play; it's about when you play them in the
When you
NFL.
play them.
It's about when you play them because I mean, listen, any sport is that way. The Milwaukee Bucks, if we're being honest about it, won an NBA championship off of when you play them.
Yep.
The Milwaukee Bucks won an NBA. Not to discredit. I'm not discrediting. I'm not taking anything away.
They
That is a
can't do anything
championship.
about the fact Kyrie got injured.
Hey, look, they can't do nothing about it. They were playing the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets got there. They beat them.
Hey, but we all saw.
But it's all about when you
With Kyrie healthy, there was not. I mean, they was
ugly.
blowing them out.
It was ugly. You know what
It
I'm
was
saying?
ugly.
And so it's all about, to me, when you play them. And so, like, with the Raiders coming up right now, the Raiders, yeah, offensively, they should be able to do some things. But I mean, Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn, they're coming in looking pretty good right now. They've got a nice little groove, a little bit of health issues there.
Mhm.
Eddie Goldman getting his feet back under him. You able to get the Derek Carr, that team's done.
I'm
That
concerned
defense
about
is in
that,
trouble.
Coach. That's a great point. I actually, I was talking about that with my pops. Actually, like, it's a lot that he's still not seeing.
Oh yeah, he's a rookie. I don't
You know?
expect him to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what like if we're going to compare him to anything like preparedness wise, compare him to the best because that's what he looks like he could be. Pat Mahomes just got it. He just got it. What, last season? As he was going to his second Super Bowl. It takes time. And that's what the thing that has changed in sports as a whole is we see people be successful based off pure athleticism so quickly that we expect that they should understand the ins and outs of the game. Whereas back in the day when a quarterback was sitting there smoking a pack of squares on the sideline, he had to really understand, hey, this is how the game works. And more times than not, they didn't get into the game until 3-4 years into their career. But now we're seeing these young guys get in so quickly, and we're saying, well, you should understand it. No, Justin shouldn't understand it. I'll tell you this, is he learning some of the blitz packages? Yeah, you know why? Because he's not getting hit as much.
Yeah. Do you know what the one thing I would say? And this is like not to get too far off topic because I know we can. This is probably a standalone video too.
Yeah.
But we got to stop comparing people to Patrick Mahomes. Like, you have to understand when there's generational talent, and then there's people who are going to be great.
Yeah.
And then there's really elite people under there. And then there's people we can say like all-star, really good, whatever, however you want to say it, right? Patrick Mahomes and the success he had in the right situation. I mean, he's in the right situation through and through up until the season. right situation through and through. You can't we got to stop comparing everybody to Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean,
You
if
know?
the thing I use Pat Mahomes because he said he just got it. I mean, we can use Deshaun Watson. We can use Brett
No,
Favre.
this is even about what you said. This is more along the lines of what we see. Like
Yeah.
that comparison comes up in a fan base across all
Across all
medias,
sports.
you know,
Well,
and it's like, yo, it's an unfair
I
comparison.
well, it's the comparison of finding the diamond in the rough. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like,
we're in the best time of
listen,
QB play in
Muss
history.
is still talking about, man, what if we got Tom Brady?
Hey,
what if we got Tom? What if we didn't pass on Tom Brady 7 times?
hey,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Muss
hey.
is still talking about that.
199. You passed
You know
on him a lot.
like, you know, we passed on this man
Yeah.
a whole lot.
But
So,
you know
like,
what? I think now we see. I firmly believe we're in the best period of time of QB play we've ever been in, and it's
I
only
think
heating up.
I think right now we're going to see. I think the Bears finally got the good pickup in a legendary quarterback draft.
Yeah.
I think that Mac Jones is in the perfect position to be successful where he's
Yeah.
at. I think that
Hey, Trevor Lawrence. I gave him a
I
lot of
think that
flack.
Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback on an awful team.
I didn't realize Buddy was 6'6".
Yeah, he got
Freaking
somebody
giant
now.
up there.
I think that Zach Wilson might actually be a diamond in the rough. I don't know if he's 2. Maybe the Jets got their Mitch Trubisky, but Zach Wilson looks like he's learning as the game goes by, and so I think he's going to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you one that nobody's even thinking about. Kyle Trask is going to be something nasty. You sitting behind the GOAT?
Yeah.
You sitting behind the GOAT? And this is the thing. You sitting behind the GOAT right now, and he's just on the cerebral level, not the I got crazy arm talent. There's just some things I can do that you can't do talent.
Hey, when you can sit behind the best that have ever done it, like that's somebody. If we wanted to draft somebody and sit him, you sit him behind Tom Brady. Yeah, absolutely, freaking do it. I don't know why Jordan Love ain't look better, to be honest with you, because he's sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, hey.
there is a difference in certain quarterback rooms than others.
What about Kellen Mond?
Where'd he go? Ain't he on the Chargers?
I think so. I don't know.
I thought the Chargers picked him up. I don't know. I don't know about Kellen Mond.
I know Mitchell Trubisky's gonna look better.
Here we go.
I'm not giving up on Mitch. I'm not.
Hey,
y'all say whatever you want to. Nagy killed that man. I'm not giving up on Mitch.
Hey,
whatever.
I'm glad he's dead. We got Justin Fields.
Wow. Good Lord, man. Let's go to the phone line. I gotta get off this. You're gonna get us canceled.
Kellen Mond is he in Minnesota right now. Kellen Mond is in Minnesota. Which, hey, look, that could be a good situation too. That could be a good situation too. Him behind Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
that could be a good situation too. I mean, I think the thing to me with where I see Justin's trajectory going right now, and like Coach T is talking about, with you don't want Justin to take those hits. The thing that I'm seeing from Justin on a week in, week out basis is he learned from those hits. Listen, he had one game where he absolutely had to learn a whole lot, but he's learning from those hits. And what that does is, we saw it last week. He said he retired the spin move. He broke that mug out when he saw that blitz coming off of the right side.
I bet he break it out all season because
probably. But the thing that the only thing I don't want him to develop from where our offensive line is right now is bad throwing habits. Bad habits of I got to throw on the run. I got to be, outside the pocket to be safe. I have to do it myself. I don't want him to develop those kind of habits. But the thing that I do want to see, Justin, the only way you're going to learn how to pick up those blitz packages is if they're blitzing you. And if he does start picking up those blitz packages, which I think he eventually will, guess what's going to happen? He's going to start beating them.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're beating the blitz packages, guess what they stop doing? They stop blitzing. You know what the dumbest thing I've ever seen teams do in my life is? In the
NFL? Once a team finally once a QB finally beat them. Hey, that's what Tampa Bay. If you watch the Tampa Bay and Patriots game, Mac Jones beat that blitz. He beat that blitz.
Oh, he beat the blitz. Hey, listen, after he was getting knocked down a lot.
He did, but he started. Hey, he went 19 straight. He was diming them joints.
Hey, but look, this is my thing. The dumbest thing I've ever seen a team do is blitz Aaron Rodgers. I see teams do it all the time. And they say, well, we can't just let him sit back there all day. He'll pick us apart. Well, we can't just drop everybody back. He'll pick us apart. I'm going to tell you this right now. I watched the Bears blitz Aaron Rodgers. I've watched the Vikings blitz Aaron Rodgers. You know what Aaron Rodgers do? He precisely steps through every one of those blitzes and he drops it off to the nearest man to him, and that man runs for a whole lot of yards because you got nobody back there blocking him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you learn the blitz packages, when you finally pick them up, and there's a lot of things. I agree with Coach T. I agree with you that there's a lot of things right now that Justin Fields doesn't have. And that's why I say that the Bears have to keep it simple moving forward, because if they keep it simple, then a lot of what he does have is based on his instinct. And right now, what I've seen from his instinct seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that if you keep it simple, if you keep the scheme simple, you let him kind of see what's developing on the defensive end, Justin's instinct will take over, and you'll get a lot of those big plays. You'll get those 64-yard passes. You'll get the, you know what I'm saying, where he's pointing guys open, where he's finding ways to get that ball in there. He's just that good of a talent. He's that good of an athlete.
No, I agree. Hey, listen, the only thing that's going to hurt him now is just two people. Well, two things. A disastrous O-line, which it seems like they're getting it together, and Matt Nagy. That's it. Right now, we don't have to like Bill. Bill is not the best OC. I get it, whatever. But guess what? You know what Bill has under his belt? He's made he's made at least two or three separate quarterbacks. They've had their best year under him.
I think he'll have his best opportunity to prove you right with Justin Fields.
Hey.
I think he'll have the best opportunity to prove
Bill may not be the solution for more than 2 seasons. I get it. Whatever. That's what history shows. Hey, but that first season with a young QB, it's gold. It's proven. You could go back. It's happened every single time. So
and I don't think Bill's ever been on a team with this many offensive weapons on it.
No, he hasn't.
I don't think Bill's ever been on a team with 2 wide receivers and a tight end if they ever use them. Which at this point now I'm starting to wonder if there's an issue with Cole Kmet, because even Bill Lazor was like, "All right, dog, like you go down there and block. We don't want to see you." Dog. Now I'm starting to wonder if Cole Kmet was a pick that's going to be on the other side of the good thing for Ryan Pace. But I think that if I'm looking just at next week, if I'm looking at Vegas, if he pulls out of Vegas, he has an opportunity to go on a run that we probably wouldn't be able to go on with Andy Dalton and Matt Nagy calling plays.
You know, another thing I want to separate, and this is again not a shot at what you just said, just something I've been thinking. How good would Andy have looked if Bill was calling the plays? Because remember, one of Andy's best years.
Andy looked pretty good with Matt calling the plays. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did. Andy before he got hurt. That's the weird thing, dog. It's like
Andy was playing well.
It's like if Matt has a specific piece, it works. But if he don't got it, his system's completely trash. I don't get it.
But again, under Bill Lazor, Andy Dalton had his best season.
Yeah.
So what would that have really looked like if Bill was calling those plays? If Andy made Matt Nagy look okay, then he would have made Bill look great.
Bill would have looked like a god.
And so at this point, it's like, man, I feel bad for Andy because he's in a situation where he didn't even get a chance to revive his career.
Yeah.
He didn't. He really didn't.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I tell you this: the thing that keeps guys going more than anything. Hey, we saw one drive from Andy Dalton, and he looked like he was 2015 Andy Dalton. I'll pay you $10 million because I need that. And at a minimum, honestly, where Andy Dalton's at in his career, he'll probably stay around the NFL for 5 to 8 more years, just being the guy that he's about to be for Justin Fields.
Collecting a check, baby.
Collecting a check, honestly, getting guys ready, being a game plan. And Andy seems like he enjoys that. He seems like he still wants to compete, but he seems like he does enjoy I'm bringing this guy along. I'm being the mentor that nobody was to me because I got thrown out there day one, play one.
Some people kind of accept the fact that the game is moving forward and they got to step to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And so I think I mean,
but again, for those who don't know, I actually like Andy Dalton. I really do.
I like Andy.
I
I
like
don't think
Andy.
Andy. I don't think Andy was worth $10 million, but I like Andy. I mean,
I
I
think
think.
not only do I think he's worth $10 million, I think he can compete. I do think he can compete. I
Oh,
really do.
I think Andy still got some game in him.
I think if like people put him and Ryan
You know where
Fitzpatrick on the same level,
Andy
I
need to
thought
go.
Andy was right above Ryan.
Andy needs to go. I'll tell you is that if Andy had went to Washington, he probably would have been killing it.
I don't know. Heineke looked good out there though.
But Heineke was the backup.
Heineke looked
Heineke would
good.
have never seen the field. If Andy had went out there, he
That's
probably would
true.
have been killing it. He probably would have been dominating over there. Man, we want to hear from y'all as well, man. Call into the show 855-908-5668, 855-908-5668. That's a good one right there. Raging says he can still sling it, put him behind the Bills O-line. Absolutely. Andy Dalton. Oh, that's a good one. Andy Dalton. Anthony says Andy Dalton. I guarantee you Andy Dalton's hoping to be the next Kurt Warner. Well, that's tough because Kurt Warner won a Super Bowl. So Kurt Warner was the unlikely backup that went in and won a Super Bowl.
But Andy Dalton got a better arm than Kurt by far.
Round.
Andy Dalton has a better arm than Kurt by far. You know what's wild though?
Ooh.
What?
Oh no.
He
Kurt can slang that thing.
Hey, listen, I'm a Kurt fan.
Hey, I'm watching the movie when it come out. Did anybody see the preview for the Kurt Warner movie that they dropping?
Nah, I ain't see it.
Ooh, that mug cold, dog. That mug,
hey, listen,
I love a good football movie, by the way. But that mug is cold, dog.
This is Bears related. So I was looking at that clip that Shannon got with Devin Hester talking about how Jay Cutler was one of the worst leaders.
Yeah.
And he added some clarity to it. Did you see that clip?
Yeah, I've seen it. He's been talking about that. He's going on a couple shows talking about Jay as a leader.
But he said no one ever played the rest of the clip where he said that he was the most talented, most accurate QB he had ever played with.
Absolutely.
Blew my mind because I ain't never heard that part.
The thing that shout out over in the chat, the thing that Devin didn't like about Jay Cutler was that if Brandon Marshall talked trash to Jay Cutler, Jay would throw Brandon all the passes. Like B. Marsh knew how to get in his head and get him to do. So like he would talk trash to him and be like, "Hey man, you missed me on that. You selling me right now." And he would be like, "Don't forget, I make your money." Like Jay would be like, "Oh really?" And then he would just throw him the net. He said, Devin said he went to Julius Peppers when he was on the team. I think this was a Bleacher Report one too. He said when he went to Julius Peppers, he said, "Julius, watch. I'm not going to touch the ball the rest of practice. I'm going to run all my routes, do all that." He said, "I bet you for every time Jay Cutler throw the ball to Brandon Marshall, you got to give me $100. And every time he throw the ball to anybody else, I give you $200." He said Julius quit when he got to $1,500. He threw him the next 15 passes. He threw B. Marsh the next 15 passes. It's one of the funniest things ever. He said Jay Cutler is one of the most talented people ever, but how the team was set up, it was offense, defense, and you knew who coach loved. So it was kind of like, y'all do what y'all do, don't screw it up.
Is stuff like that more telling to you? Because it's almost as if we never had real culture here. Like we never had a positive culture.
The Bears have never had an offensive culture here. The Bears have always had a defensive culture. They've never had an offensive culture here, which I guess if anything, like at least Matt thinks offensively. Like I don't think that does much for you when you suck offensively, but at least he thinks offensively. You know they want to get the offense moving, but the thing that the Bears have it's always been separate. It's always been offense, don't screw it up. The defense will get us through this game. Even when Walter was here, it's always been
that way. That sounds a lot like the first 2 weeks of our season now. So, I mean, with all that being said, has it really changed?
Well, I mean, listen.
Is it an ownership issue? Is it a GM issue? Is it a coaching issue? Because that's the same mentality we've had this entire time.
You know what it is?
Change in that regard.
You know what it is? This is the thing. We're talking about football. The same family has owned the Bears since the Bears have been in place.
Right.
What has worked?
The run game
and defense.
That's
it. So if it's gonna work, if it ain't broke, Don't fix it. Oh my God, here we go, boy. Here we go, boy.
Hey, Don, it must really hurt to be a Detroit
Don's
fan
got to be
right
going
now.
through it right now. He's got hey, Tigers in the playoffs. Hey, how's Detroit? Oh, them Red Wings. Pistons got Cade. Pistons got Cade.
Hey, listen. From being a Lions fan, a Pistons fan, you just ain't got it, dog.
Oh man,
Like, people go to Detroit for their careers to die.
Hey,
Like,
Detroit ain't had nothing since Eminem, dog. Get out of here, bro. You and Dej Loaf gon' chill.
I am taking this comment and I'm framing it.
Nagy is going to get jealous of Bill's success and take that's a possibility.
Watch it happen.
Hey, listen, we can only play off what we've seen happen.
Hey,
what have we seen happen?
Who saw the premiere of the vid we did? How y'all like that vid? I gotta wait for the chat to load.
I was wondering what was going on. I was like, well, while you wait, why don't we take a call right here? We got looks like Ellington on the line. Ellington, that's an elegant name. Shout out to this guy, man. He's doing better than both of us out here.
Hey man,
your name's pretty elegant as well.
Let's
go out
to
to Ellington,
you right
man.
now. He needs to be doing better than both of us.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. What's your thoughts right now on these Bears, man?
I feel like the Bears, they doing an okay job. I feel like how like they, Matt Nagy. I want him to get fired, but I know they not. So I feel like, the starting of Justin Fields is going to be very good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Justin Fields, he a playmaker. He can make the passes. He dual threat. He can run too.
Yeah.
But versus the Raiders, I feel like the running game, if they can do like screens with like Williams, I feel like that's going to be good. But I feel like from that, I think they're going to take the dub.
Well, let me ask you this. I asked Kid this, and we got you here, so we might as well throw it to you as well. Is there anything that Matt Nagy can do to make you not want him to be fired? Is there anything that can win back that trust that he's got the Bears moving in the right direction?
I feel like they can probably, if they go ahead and win some key division games and beat the Bucks and beat the Packers. I feel like, during that series with the Raiders, the Packers, and the Buccaneers, I feel like they get like at least be competitive versus those teams.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, I think Matt Nagy can stay for like one more year.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Ryan Pace too, I feel like he should on the off season try to figure out ways to upgrade that team in some type of way, because he on the hot seat too as well. So it just, I feel like with Matt Nagy, I think Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace need to do a justice in the off season to help that team succeed so they won't get fired,
I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. I think he's making some good points, and I'll tell you this, kid. Hey, man, stay safe out there, all right, bro?
All right, you too, man.
Peace. I'll say this, kid. I'll tell you this right now. If there's one thing, I know this for a fact. The chat's not going to agree with me right now because we ain't there yet. If there's one thing that Matt Nagy can do to win back maybe not everybody. I would go as far as saying 65% of the Bears fans that he lost, because there's still a percentage out there that's like, I just think he's never had the right guy. I'm going to tell you this right now. Dang, kid looking a little swole over there. Been doing them push-ups. Shout out to you, bro. If the Chicago Bears, by some realm of the imagination, beat the Green Bay Packers 2 times this year, the Bears fan base will be back in.
Nah.
I guarantee it. I would put anything on it, dog. I'm telling you right now, because when's the last time we haven't beaten the Packers twice? I can't even remember. I don't think Jay ever did it. I don't think that Jay might have done it. Jay might have done it. Mitch never did it. Mitch did it.
Jay did it once, and Mitch did it once.
No, Mitch beat him one time. They've never beaten him twice. I'm talking about winning in Chicago and winning in Lambeau.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Hey, I'm telling you this right now.
It's not going to happen, though.
If by any realm of the imagination
Dog, that beef
The
is deeper than
Chicago
Bloods
Bears.
versus Crips. That is not going to happen.
Bro, I'm telling you this right now.
Listen, if the Bears are on the verge of beating the Packers twice in a season, I guarantee you a fan in Lambeau at the last on the 1 yard line is going to be waiting just to clip somebody. It's not going to happen, dog.
It's the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial. Remember they put the sprinkler up when they press the button and Buddy trip?
It's not happening, dog.
Hey, let's go back to the phone lines, man. We got another call coming through. Oh, never mind. All right, never mind. We appreciate y'all for calling in to the show, man, too. We love talking with y'all. Oh, there it is. Let's go out to Jeff Mack. Oh, wow. This is going to be interesting.
Mac.
Oh, Chef Mac. Chef Mac. What's going on, my boy?
Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents with about the question you asked about Nagy, right?
Yep.
And my thing is, all right, I wouldn't mind it if he kept his job, right? Because he has his moment as a coach, right? We've beaten Tom Brady last year, right?
We did, yes.
My thing is,
Tom Brady had a senior moment, but yeah.
Yeah. My thing is, he needs to have more faith in his players. I feel like he always second guess the talent that we have on the roster.
Yeah.
And I feel like when he has more faith, like last year, for example, he benched Trubisky. I think it was week 3 against the Falcons.
Yep.
After throwing 1 interception, and mind you, we were undefeated at the time, I believe. So I feel like he needs to have more faith in his players to be able to pull through. And I feel like that right there will be, for me personally, good enough for him to keep his job.
Just trusting the players and letting them make the plays. That's good enough for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, play calling is terrible. But when you like Trubisky last year, right, when he got benched, I feel like that ruined the momentum, the morale of the team, to be honest with you.
Could be. I mean, when I think
Chef, you got to realize that Pat is not a Trubisky fan at all.
It's not even that. Wasn't
no. I'm not gonna let you back out of this one now. You hate Trubisky with a passion. You hate Trubisky like I hate Coby White.
Hey, listen. I'm just saying, if when I go out to the backyard to take the trash out, I say hi to Mitch every time. But hey, Mac, we appreciate you for calling in, bro. We appreciate you for calling in and tuning in with us, man. Get back in the chat. We appreciate it, dog. I'll say this. Hey, forget him, man. I'll say this.
Hey, so I've been on here nothing about Coby White because Coby White was coming in there looking like a scrub playing against rookies.
First off, are you talking about Coby White?
I said Cody, didn't I?
You didn't turn that man into a hockey player.
Hey, listen, Coby White was in there coming on the Bulls. I'm transitioning to some Bulls talk, by the way, because Coby White was coming in there looking like trash, and you was like, no, he's going to be the shooting guard of the future. That man's on a bench for the rest of the season.
Hey, listen,
he ain't getting over.
I said shooting guard. I didn't say you was mad that they was putting him out there at point guard. I was agreeing with you on that.
Hey, listen, everybody in the chat is like, Cody. Guess what? Coby, I don't give a goddamn. Listen, you can ship him out of here for a pack of peanuts for all I care. Listen, he's not helped us win a game, in my opinion. And if y'all say he has, well, guess what?
Hey, he the last of Garpax that's holding on, man. He the last bit of
Garpax did not make that man lose the dribble playing against a rookie. Nah.
Why Gar Foreman was in the building last night too when the Bulls was dominating. I was like, dog, did you come there just to see Lowry get dunked on? Like, what was your game plan here? You have no tie to this organization anymore.
Speaking of that, man, let's talk about that game. That was a good game.
Let's clean up this last phone call because I'm assuming it's on the Bears, and then we absolutely can get into some Bulls real quick before we get up out of here, man. Let's go out to Marcus. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
Man, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. I just want to say I don't think Nagy's going to get fired, and I'm going to tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do Justin a disservice by firing him And we got to keep the same offensive coordinator.
Hey, real quick, Marcus, cut the audio down in the background a little bit, bro. We can hear the playback. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you do. If you fire Nagy as self-aggrandizing as he's been the last couple of weeks, you do Justin a disservice because he has to learn a whole new playbook, a whole new system.
Yeah.
That was our problem with Mitch. That was our problem with Eaton J. Cutler. We got to have consistency.
Right.
That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
I appreciate you for calling in, man.
I appreciate you tuning in. Here's the one thing I will say in regards to that. Firing your head coach, I mean, you got to get rid of your OC. And guess what? Our OC, now I know it normally happens, but guess what? Our OC right now is Bill Lazor. And Bill Lazor is calling plays to make Justin look good. Justin himself said it. Bill is calm. I like that. Right? Coach ain't calm. He on the sideline yelling. I don't like that. Basically, that's what he said. So guess what? You keep Bill, you get rid of Nagy. We go ahead and move on to some boys.
Hey, we appreciate you for calling in. All right, Marcus.
No problem. You guys have a good day.
Hey, you too, man. Hey, listen. I'll say this.
If he's still listening, it ain't nothing against you, dog. I just don't like Matt Nagy.
Hey, listen. Same way. Look, when you take your trash out, you say what's up to Matt Nagy every time you see him. Man, he's a good guy.
Time.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when I get the Denny's menu, I make sure to write BU on it.
Hey, I'm gonna make my own play card, and I'm gonna just put random stuff on the back of it. BU,
dog, if you do that, that's
sponsored by AutoZone.
That's gonna be hilarious.
It's going on the wall. I'm putting it on the wall.
Hey, you gotta get the hat that he wears too.
The visor? I rock the visor. I gotta grow my hair out to rock a visor though.
No, you don't. You just doing it.
Nah, visor's a weird look with no hair. Bald Nagy with a visor, that's a weird look to me.
Yo, you got to get the visor. You got to get a fake gray beard. We got to do the whole thing, dog.
Gray beard, dog. All the calls are coming in now, dog. What's going on? End of the show. Everybody's calling into the show. I wanted to get into some Bulls here, but do we want to take the calls? What we gonna do, kid?
Hey, man, take the calls.
Let's take the calls. All right, let's see who we got right now. We got Aaron Patterson on the line. Oh, he's calling to talk a little bit of Bulls. Let's get into that, man.
Let's do it.
Aaron, what's going on?
What's up, Pat?
Hey, how you feeling, my guy? What's going on?
Let me tell you, brother, y'all do a great job on the show. I tune in every time y'all come on. I'm like a fiend, man. I'm waiting to see y'all jump up on my YouTube.
I appreciate you, my boy.
Yeah, but I had a thought, man. You know, I was watching the Bulls last night, and I'm in a lot of different talk shows and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, man, the Bulls might be in the play-in, and I don't want to sound like no homer, but I think we're gonna be 3rd, 4th seed easy. But my question to you is, our backup center, would you trade Coby White and maybe another piece off this team for a player like Valanciunas?
Yeah. I love Valanciunas, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. He's been somebody that I've always liked when he was in Toronto. I thought I didn't like him as the number one option, but I think that he's a solid big man that you get in there. But I will say this: there's somebody that's just floating around the streets that's still available, and the Bulls need to go get him. And you might as well at this point. What does that say? What does it say? Can't nobody read that, kid.
Yes, you can. It's cleared up. Don't worry.
You gonna trade it for $10?
$10. Hey, listen, I'm giving you Coby White for $10, and I'm absolutely now not to steal your thunder, because the person that Pat was talking about is Boogie Cousins.
You already know.
Boogie Cousins is out there needing a job, and I agree with you. We do need a backup center. We do need some type of aggression on the bench. And he absolutely would fit the culture that we're building here. I don't see why not. He's serviceable. Give me good 18 minutes. I don't need him to give me a full game. I need him to give me 18 mints, and he can give me 18 minutes.
Appreciate you for calling in, Aaron, man. Appreciate you for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Fiend is a bad word. We got to come up with a different word. I want him to be a fiend for the show.
Hey, but guess what? I love the fact
that's a little too much Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, that's a little too Chicago right there. We gonna come up with something for you, Aaron. Shout out to you for tuning in, bro. Stay safe out there. All right,
my man Andre in the chat. Check that out.
I think I'll ask y'all this, and this is kind of like what I wanted to.
He said Boogie is washed up. Man, that's cap. I don't know
listen,
about that one.
Listen. Woo. Boogie is washed up. I need him to play 15. I don't need him out there for 30. I need him to play 15.
They said 18 is a lot. What? What? No, it's not. I need him to play 2 quarters.
Hey, listen, I will say this. I will say this. When we're talking about what the Bulls need coming off of the bench, the biggest thing to me when I'm looking at like what I saw last night and if that can continue, the question I have is, who's the center that's going to take us out that we need so much center depth? Because Marco's 6'11". Who's the center that's going that is so dominant that we're such in desperate need of a backup center? Because the defense I saw last night, I watched a 2-guard lock up a center. I watched Alex Caruso lock up Jared Allen. I watched, and now I mean, like, there's certain centers, like if we're getting a big man as a backup so that we can go out there and compete against Giannis, don't look. Ain't nobody in there.
Yeah. No.
There's
honestly,
nobody you're gonna find to compete with Giannis. There's nobody you're gonna find that's gonna compete with Embiid, Anthony Davis, if he's held. You know what I'm saying?
But I will tell you all this. We don't need a backup for that because Vooch has done well against Giannis, has done well against Embiid. I'm not saying he's always won those matchups, but those numbers ain't as far apart as you all think. And so I'm agreeing with you. We don't really need to go out for that. I think having Boogie just brings in, like Coach T said, having an enforcer, having someone that's really going to back up. Like right now, our enforcer is Zach.
I'm gonna be real with you though. It makes me upset, but I don't think we're that kind of team anymore. I don't think we're the hey, you're not gonna bully us around. We just gonna
out. Man, that's Chicago. We always gonna be that.
Hey, look, I want it to be that, but if we being honest, like who the one team that we got in a fight with don't want no smoke, and that's Detroit.
Hey, it's Chicago.
Hey, look, the one team that we got. Well, listen, hey, Io's over there. What's his fight record back in school? You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got about 6 minutes left on this thing. We got a couple of calls on here, man.
It absolutely is worth the issues that come with Boogie. It absolutely is.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's not gonna take. He's not. Listen, Boogie has such a bad rap that go look at the technical files. Go look at a lot of them.
It's a lot of them is ticky-tack files.
A lot of them is Boogie going, hey, what happened? Up, Tech. I don't want to hear from you. What? Let's go out to these phone lines here. Get a couple more in before the show ends. We're going out to the 910. Don't got a name on it. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
How you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. Hey, I'm a native of Chicago, and man, it really feels good to see the Bulls doing what they do. Okay, now, my man, I like your opinion, but you're wrong about Coby White. Okay, Coby White is a dog. Okay, he just been played out of position, and man, if we trade him, that'll be Chicago's regret. Don't trade Coby White. Let this brother stay on the team and contribute. We don't need Boogie Cousins. We proved that yesterday. Okay, we got James Jones. We got Derrick Jones.
Yep.
We had 4 players out. Man. We had 4 players out. Okay, now you bring them 4 players out back, and all the depth we got, man. Are you crazy, man? The Bulls is a contender this year, brother. Okay.
Oh, I agree with that.
They're gonna continue to prove it.
Hey, that's a great call. Hey, that's a great call. Clap it up, my boy.
Hey, you really like it because he said Coby White needs to stay.
No, anyway. I like it because I thought he was about to come at me and he came at you.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you all this right now. It's all about good situations, right?
Yeah.
Coby White could be a heck of a player. This may not be his opportunity and situation. So guess what? Sometimes you gotta move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in this chat, especially those in management, and Andre know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the best thing that you can do for someone is to let them go. And Coby White has had opportunity to really show us that he can be a consistent option for us. And guess what? I don't want to hear, oh, he played him at point, he didn't do well. Guess who else played point for us? Zach LaVine. Guess who else had those responsibilities? Actually could bring the ball up and didn't get ripped up. Zach LaVine. Guess what? Playing ball is playing ball. I'm not trying to hear it.
Zach got ripped up a little bit less.
Zach probably did. Zach had a lot of turnovers too because he was forced to do something that he wasn't supposed to do.
He wasn't supposed to be doing.
He made it look a lot better than Coby did.
Hey, we appreciate you for calling in, my guy.
At this point, Coby does have to grow. He just can't grow here.
For sure. You too, dog. You too. Hey, I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I love it, man. That's the kind of energy. What time we at? We got 3 minutes. We got one more call we're gonna get to. We got Malcolm on here. Make it quick, Malcolm. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
How you gonna rush Malcolm?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Oh, Malcolm sound like he finna be slow with it. Let's go, man. No, I'm just playing. What's going on with you, my boy?
My bad. My phone's like, hey, man, that last call was lit, bro. I love the energy. I heard Billy Donovan talking about how they have a lot of different sides at the forward position. So I'm in agreement, man. I don't think we need Boogie Cousins, and I just really want your guys' last little synopsis on the last 3 minutes of the show, what y'all thought about the Bulls, because no Patrick Williams, and we have this Javonte Green coming off the bench, going off, making all these efficient threes, bro, and that just had me mad impressed. So, yeah, if we have those other guys in, we blowing them out even more. So what y'all think?
Appreciate the call in, Malcolm. I'm going to tell you this right now. Javonte Green is trying to make the squad. Javonte Green is going to be what he's going to be a Chicago favorite this season if he plays the way he does play. Let's not put the Bulls in the NBA championship based on beating Cleveland in a first preseason game, but enjoy what happened. Enjoy what we saw. Last night was mad fun. Mad fun. And so I think with that, you gotta take into account, what you're seeing, the things that I saw defensively, they translate. And I think that's the important thing about what the Bulls have moving forward. That a lot of the things we saw defensively absolutely translate to where the team is right now.
The one thing I will say is we got a lot of talent. Ayo looked absolutely good. Ayo, whatever. Looked absolutely tremendous. And realistically, because of this positionless basketball that we have, I can absolutely see him getting a starting spot. And we got to stop underselling Alex Caruso. Like, we really do have a lot of depth at those positions, guard positions at this point, if we really play them well. And so at this point, there may not be a need for, like, I'm not riding Coby White just because I don't like Coby White at this point. But, like, at this point, like, I don't really see the need for him, especially when we got young talent that's coming in that could actually look good. So I see us being a 4th seed. I see us actually going far. I don't know what anyone says about us being a play-in. That's crazy. Whatever. But, hey, we'll see. I'm looking forward to the next game. We calling the next game, right?
We definitely calling the next game. Ayo, Chicago, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. As always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, joined by the Brody Bro P Kid. Ayo, Chicago. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.